So I'll tell you one thing in school, right? Firstly, a little bit background. My family, or my mostly my mom, I would say, and my dad. My mom loves watching new movies or shows and whatnot, and that is a habit that she's had since like I was a child. So because of her, I was exposed to a lot of these films and shows that like well, TV or latest movies she had to watch. Like we went to theater a lot. So I
Nice.
think at a very young age that I watched a lot of movies. And my habit, I had two major reasons in school. Um, Actually three. So number one was I'm not sure in the school that I went to initially. We used to have every Saturday. We used to have an assembly, and we used to have a skit,
Mm,
right? Like every section used to perform a skit, and I used to watch it and be fascinated. I'm like, no, 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 I want to do that.
mm,
I don't care what it is. I want to do that. So my first skit, I still remember. I played a young Mahatma Gandhi, which was really weird because I thought I don't fit the part because in our heads Mahatma Gandhi is the guy on the notes, and I look
yeah.
at him and I'm like, I don't like. I forgot that he had a young side where he had like a head full of hair and he
Yeah.
was young. Because for us, there's this one image of him, right? So yeah, that was fun, and it was like I remember my part in that was just um, like touching and untouchable. Like I felt like that was a very heavy thing, but I didn't process that as a child. But I realized that was a pretty good start, I would say.
Mm,
And number two, I like entertaining people by mimicking or miming our sirs and teachers
mm,
because I felt like that entertained people.
sure.
And I didn't really know how to gel with people. I didn't know how to speak to people because I don't think like, hey dude, like Abhishek, you and there's so many other kids that were like very good public speakers, right? You've gone, you've represented schools, you've represented so many right at so many national fucking national sorry, my bad. At
It's
national
good.
events. Like you represented your school at national events. Like I'm sure that and you were even like not only were you good at public speaking, you were good with general knowledge and current affairs and whatnot. Because I remember like there point anytime that happened, you were there. I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
So I'm like I didn't have that. So the only thing else I had and I could make friends with was like, hey dude, Kunal's that guy. He can do this professor very well. Oh, he can do this teacher very well. Hey, show them, show them. So that's I guess that's what um, made me realize that hey man, I like being in other people's shoes. I get some certain validation, which is great. But at the same
Yes.
time, I genuinely like it. And the third, I would say the most important thing is competitive spirit. Is when we had those those weird 10 days talent fest and
Yeah.
whatnot and the school contests and whatnot. And we used to have plays and actually inter-school festivals were only limited to sports. They weren't. I don't think there were many cultural events that we had inter-school fest for,
Mm, mm,
like competitions for.
true. Yeah.
Um, but in our school itself, we used to have like play competitions and whatnot. So that's where I was like, hey, as a way to win, I'll try out acting as well.
Yeah.
So because I'm like sports, I can't like legit. I wasn't physically fit at all in school. Um, I I'd like to think that I am now, but who knows? Maybe those guys are even more so now. But like I knew that sports was a closed door for me, so I said, you know what, creative arts is the only option where I can get a medal and show off at home. So yeah, that's how it went. And eventually, I realized that I joined all these things for something else, but the love that I had for the performing arts just started from there.